everybody, it's Rebecca Gabriel here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Living with Spice. We're going to do a weekly card reading for Scorpio, so it'll be from the 20th of April through to the end of April. Now it's going to be a general reading, so it won't resonate with everybody, but please just take what fits your situation and leave what doesn't. If you'd like to have a personal reading for your specific circumstances, you're very welcome to contact me. My details are in the description box below. And of course, if you find this reading useful to you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way more people will see these videos and I get to help more people. Now, if you are a Scorpio in Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus, then this reading is applicable to you. If you're not sure what your star placements are, you can go to any internet browser and type in free natal chart and that will give you the information that you're looking for. All right, let's get started for Scorpio's reading. Hi Scorpio, here we are. We're going to do your weekly card reading from the 20th of April through to the end of the month. Give or take, we're not going to be too hung up on the dates here. We're just going to ask Spirit to give us the general energy surrounding Scorpio at this time and what can Scorpio expect during the last 2 weeks of April. What can Scorpio expect in the last 2 weeks of April, please, Spirit, in terms of general energy surrounding Scorpio? An interesting reading already, Scorpio. So we're starting off with the energy of you feeling a little bit trapped and you're desiring to have sort of freedom from your current situation. There's issues around control here. So is this you trying to control the situation, Scorpio, or do you feel that you are being controlled? I'm feeling maybe it might be a little bit of both here, Scorpio. So it's possible that in your current situation, you might be feeling like you're lacking the freedom and the ability to do what you truly want to do. And this is affecting you in terms of how you're feeling at the moment, feeling a little bit trapped. But it also might be that the way you are seeing your circumstances is that perhaps you're being a little bit too limiting in your perspective around the situation. And that maybe you have, strong expectations of someone or a particular situation, and that's also a form of control. And of course, whether it's you doing this or someone else, whenever we try to control the situation, we inevitably end up with a worse off situation, where we're not going to come from our authentic self, and we're going to limit the outcome that we are hoping to achieve. So I'm getting the sense, Scorpio, that perhaps you might be trying to control the situation a little bit too much, and that in your thinking you have expectations around a situation. But let's just see how the reading unfolds, because at this stage you could go either way. Clearly there's a lot of big changes. We've got major arcana cards here. The next card that's been pulled is the 10 of Swords. So you are coming to a situation where you are feeling like you have completed something that has felt quite burdensome to you, and this card is showing us that your energy is that you are prepared to give the situation another go, and that you are getting rid of the things that have been keeping you bound, whether that's been your thinking around a situation or whether that's been other people or external situations. But, if you really want to be self-empowered, Scorpio, what I'm feeling is that you are letting go of the restrictions you've had in your mind around a certain person or a certain situation, and that you've decided to just let this go, that you're done with this way of thinking, you're done with the old perspective, the old ways of thinking, and you're, throwing all of that aside because you really do want to have a positive outcome. And you've realised that the only way to do this is to change your approach to the situation. And so this process, Scorpio, this realisation for you is helping you to come to a place of healing within yourself, some inner peace finally, because the situation has had you tied up in knots, and it has really, really upset you and bothered you over probably a long period of time, and it's felt like an uphill climb. And you've just said, you know what, I've just had enough of this. I've had enough of trying to make something work. And of course, again, it comes from our expectations of the situation. And we all know that we are better served by not having expectations of others, but rather to adapt our own thinking and modify our own thinking and our own approach in order to have a better outcome. And I think you've realised this, Scorpio, and you're feeling now a sense of freedom, which is quite the opposite energy to this here. So good on you. You've decided to have another go at this situation, but taking it from a completely different perspective. And that way you're giving yourself a second round chance to see if you can make this work by coming at it from a different angle. So I love that. I think that's a fabulous approach. Yes, it is requiring you to have some strength and courage to do this. I think you've felt quite drained by the situation in the past, and so you have sort of been erring, sitting on the fence about what to do about it for a while. But clearly you've now made the decision that you're going to review it, review the situation, review your approach to it, and you're going to really draw on your inner strength and courage and come from a place of a heart space, whereas maybe before perhaps you were really digging your heels in and really wanting to have things your way perhaps, and that kind of made you come from a space where you're very much in your head. And now you're realising that that approach didn't work, Scorpio, that what you're realising you need to do is come from a heart place. And this is maybe taking you out of your comfort zone a little bit, Scorpio, because you felt very passionate about the situation and your point of view. But now you're realising that you need to approach it with more self-compassion for yourself and compassion in general, to expand your ability to accept what is and to not have expectations, but rather perhaps see things from different angles. And that's helping you to go into your heart space and to be brave enough to have a go at this from a different angle. And maybe you were a little bit nervous to let go of your perspective before, Scorpio, because, we know that when we feel so strongly about something, to give up our position makes us feel vulnerable. And Scorpio, you felt very strongly about this. But, the experience showed you that it wasn't working. And so you are now prepared to have a go from a different angle. So well done you. You are showing a lot of inner strength and courage to do this, Scorpio. Now, the end result is that it's going to serve you very, very well, because you have the Sun card, which is the most positive card in the deck, Scorpio, and that is fabulous. So as a result, you are going to reach a place of fulfillment, peace within yourself. It's not just peace, it's peace from realizing that you had a go and it worked. And you're kind of celebrating now and you're feeling the rewards of that. And the result is also that whatever the situation or whoever the person it was that involved, you now have a win-win situation for everybody. And it's coming back to reward you now. And that is fabulous. So it was worth taking the chance to break away from the way you were tackling the situation and really looking to come from a different angle and having the courage to do that. And as a result, you are now having success and you're benefiting from the rewards of you taking that action. So let's see what else Spirit has to tell us, Scorpio, regarding your decision to take a different approach to this situation. So, Spirit, what else does Scorpio need to know for the latter half of April regarding taking a different approach, having the courage to take a different approach? Let's see what other messages come out for Scorpio. It's quite a similar reading to someone else's reading, actually. It's quite interesting. Okay. Let me read into this. All right. There is some timing around some changes for you, Scorpio, and it would seem that Spirit is saying it is time for you to move on from the situation. So we've got the TikTok card and we've got time to go here. And I'm feeling that, Scorpio, whatever the situation was that you were trying to release yourself from and that had you tied up in knots, was quite toxic and really challenging you on many levels. And you were realizing that your focus and attention on this matter was not allowing you to live freely and to get on with your life. So in order to be free from those restrictions and the mental anguish, which of course affects our physical life, Scorpio, you realized you needed to let it go, that the focus that you had on this situation or person was doing you a lot of harm. And so, Scorpio, you needed to let that go for your own well-being, and you really needed to do this for your mental health. And so it required you to let go thinking of it so that you could experience healing in your life to move forward. And this is giving you a new lease on life and a new way of approaching the situation so that you could feel more at peace and you could make some progress in your life. And to do this was going to take an awful lot of strength for you to let go of perhaps some anger and resentment and perhaps some hurt around the situation, because we've got healing here, the healing aspect of this card. And your heart truly needed some healing. But for you to take steps to change your approach and your communication to the situation, it was really going to take a lot of your inner strength to do this, to change your focus, to be brave to do this. But Scorpio, you did it. You're very strong and you did manage to succeed. I just felt I needed to really tune into that energy, because Spirit was saying that it really is time to leave that situation behind. That whatever was keeping you tied in knots, it was really, really important that you just let that go and that you move on from that situation, so that you could be free, so that you could heal and be free and to have happiness and fulfillment in your life once again. So time to go, and the TikTok card was saying, yes, it's time, and that Spirit is there to assist you. It is definitely the right time for you. Definitely time to let the situation go and to move on with your life so that you can have success. And I feel that Spirit is actually trying to really emphasize this point, because we've got the two cards saying the same thing. And well, actually more than that. You have a deep knowing, Scorpio, as to what is the right thing for you. And whilst you've been holding on to something for probably a little bit too long, hence the issues around control, you really do know underneath it all that it's not serving you to hold on to it anymore. And for you to really see clearly ahead and to tap into your inner wisdom for your own health and well-being's sake, Scorpio, you just know that this is the time. You know that you owe it to yourself to live well and to heal. And you know that you have the strength to do this. So I think it's time, Scorpio, that you listen to that inner voice of yours. You have the strength. You're a very passionate water sign, and it really is time for you to shift the energy and shift your focus in order to have freedom and to let go of what you've been holding on to that really has been hurting you, to be honest. And you know you don't want to stay in that energy. And a way to help you get there, Scorpio, is to really focus on your present moment, in your life now, not what has been in the past, which is what's caused you a lot of agony, not worry about what's going to be in the future, but really just stay grounded and centered in what you can manage, self-manage, right now in your life. And it is by doing that that you will create a new beginning for yourself, Scorpio. Okay? So it's really, really doing your very best to focus on the here and now, not what was in the past and not worrying about the future, but using all of your resources, all of your inner knowing to really make a difference for yourself now, to manage your thoughts, to manage your emotions, and to really take a step for yourself in how you're going to tackle this with a new approach, new way of thinking and new way of doing things. And this will empower you and give you this wonderful success and bring new opportunities and new people into your life. So when you do this, you let go of the old, allow yourself to heal, you will very quickly achieve a new beginning and have this success. And I feel that you're very ready for this. You're very ready to heal and to move on. It has been too long that you've been tied up with this, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So Scorpio, give yourself a chance to heal, to let go of the things that have been hurting you. These swords now are no longer in you. You've released them, which means you are the person controlling this situation, nobody else. And perhaps this is something you need to realize, that whatever you felt has been keeping you restricted, which is hurtful, has not been anyone else other than you. You know, we can trick ourselves into thinking that it's external things that keep us bound, but it really is the way you are seeing things. And so now you've let go of these swords and they are no longer sticking into you, right? You have let them go, which means you have let go of caring about things that hurt you, or you've rather shifted the meaning around things and shifted your focus. So now you've decided to take care of your health and well-being so that you can heal and you can come from a place of self-empowerment and love and compassion for yourself. And in doing so, you develop your own inner strength and your own resilience to live an amazing life. So yes, Scorpio, it is time. It is definitely time to leave that behind you. You know this. And the first step is to just focus on the here and now and what you can do to make a change in your life. That's very powerful, Scorpio. I'm glad that I was able to finally get there, some clarity around that message from Spirit. So looking at the Wisdom of Avalon cards, Spirit, what other advice can you give Scorpio during this very significant time of releasing and letting go of old ways of thinking and doing and being to really give this amazing healing and self-empowerment for a new beginning in life? Thank you, Spirit. Yes, we have it affirmed. We have it affirmed. So, all right. So, this is definitely the end of a situation. Now, the Death card, Scorpio, lets us know that whatever has been in the past is finished, done and dusted. You cannot return to this situation. So it is going to serve you well by definitely letting it go. It's such a strong message, Scorpio. Whatever was keeping you bound and restricted, that's the end. We're finished with that. You've let it go. It's not returning into your life, person, situation, whatever, and you've made the choice to move on. And you will not be revisiting this situation in your life. So you're looking for new beginnings, new shores. You're washing away everything that was in the old so that you can have a new beginning. You have been in an energy of fear. It has been a scary place for you. You know, when we are bound up and restricted by our thinking with worry energy, excuses as to why we can't move on, this comes from a place of fear. This is something that we create because fear is not real. Fear is something that we have made up for ourselves. Now, I'm not saying that your external circumstances are not real, but what I'm saying is that the way we approach something and the way we think about something, we can create a really heavy, fearful energy, and it's the fearful energy that keeps us trapped. And so, you want to be rid of this in your life now. You've realized that you have been dwelling in this energy for such a long period of time that it is doing you harm, and you don't want to feel this anymore, Scorpio. You want to let it go. So I think the distinction is that fear comes from us, not external to us. And it limits the way we think about things, and it limits our ability to take action. But I feel, Scorpio, that you're realizing this now, that you have control over your fear, whether you choose to have fear or not. But I feel that you've come to that realization because you are definitely letting go, and you're taking on some incredible courage here to really believe in yourself, to have a heart of compassion for yourself, and to really have commitment to yourself. And this is showing incredible strength. And that is the opposite of the fear energy. You have been in this fear energy for a long time, and the lesson here is you understanding that it's the fear energy that keeps you trapped, and that when you have repeat situations in your life where you are feeling like this, it's because of that. So that is the lesson here for you, Scorpio. I think you are now getting that, and you are going, I'm done with that. And now you're stepping into your self-empowered inner strength, inner courage to heal. Well done, you. So this situation is now past, done, dead, can't come back. And now we have the Frog card, and this is about cleaning up, emotional release, doing what you need to do to get things done and moving on. So it's a very good energy card, the Frog card. You know, it's just letting go of all the emotional baggage that's been tied up with this experience here, Scorpio. And, you know, this healing process means releasing the energy, releasing the emotions. And if that means you need to speak to someone about it, a psychologist, a counsellor, or a trusted friend to help you release, then do so. Or if you have your own way of being able to release those pent-up emotions, then do that. This is a very important part of your healing around this situation. And then you may want to look at the physical aspects of your life. What things can you change in your physical life that's going to help you heal and shift your focus and move you completely away from this part of your life? Wow, big changes for you, Scorpio. It's really an amazing opportunity for you. Granted, it's feeling quite heavy and quite big, but you can do this. And, you know, the latter part of April is you realizing that you can. And, of course, these things don't happen overnight, Scorpio. But you're having the awareness, you're having the inner knowing that this is possible, that you know that this is the time and this is what you need to do. So it's definitely a period of transformation for you, Scorpio, and well done you. And Spirit is there to help you and guide you in this process. So don't have huge expectations that's going to be done overnight. Please do not have expectations that anybody else has to do this for you. You're letting that go now. You are owning it for yourself. You know that you need to move on from this energy. So let's see what other cards. I'd just like to, I don't want to overwhelm you because I think that's enough in itself for this reading. So I, thinking, all right, yeah, sorry, I was just tuning into the cards. So I'm going to use the Flower Therapy card deck to just give us a final look at the energy surrounding you, Scorpio, over this quite significant change and this decision or this realization for you. And, you know, remembering, Scorpio, that a really good takeaway here is that you're in control of the success of this situation and your healing. And you can start by taking steps to shift the way you've been thinking about things. That's a biggie. Doing things differently. Getting rid of the fear around this. That, you know, the fear is opposite to this beautiful courage and heart energy. Fear is about worry. About worrying about the past and worrying about the future. That's what fear energy is. So the takeaway is to stop your worrying. That's not real life, and to take action for yourself. Do things that come from a heart space to take care of you, and you can do it by getting some assistance in shifting your focus to let go of these swords. The swords are your fear energy. The swords are expectations of other people as well as yourself. And so if you need help in doing that and releasing the emotional baggage, go get some help, please. You know, sometimes these things have been with us for a long time, and it can be hard to undo old habits. So please don't be afraid to request some assistance to move on from this. So let's have some cards, please, Spirit, for Scorpio to help with the moving on and the energy that Scorpio needs to heal and move on from the situation. Thank you, Spirit. You can do this, Scorpio. You've got a big heart. You've got a lot of determination, and you can heal. You've done this before in your life. You can do this again. Just have compassion for yourself and let go of all of those mental strongholds, Scorpio. You can do this. I think you need someone to help you know that you can do this too. Just if you're tired and you've been used to thinking and doing things a certain way, sometimes we could benefit from a champion by our side. All right, we've got the cards. Ah, that's why. Yeah, I was feeling this has been pretty strong energy here. Bless. Okay. Oh, Scorpio, this has been really challenging for you. So first of all, I want to say we have the energy of the carnation, which is all about trust. Scorpio, it's quite likely that trust has been a difficulty for you. And that's why you've sort of held on to things tightly, because perhaps you've had a lot of hurts in the past, and perhaps you've found it difficult to trust. And so this thing has stayed with you for quite some time and it's been eating away at you. But, you know, the opposite of trust is the fear energy, and Spirit is saying it is okay for you to trust now. And this is going to be part of your healing process. Good message for you. So you can trust the people around you, Scorpio. They are earth angels sent to give you the guidance you seek. So people who are stepping into your life or in your energy right now are there to help you, Scorpio. They are your earth angels, and you can trust the support and guidance that they're giving you, or even just simply their presence around you is comfort. And you can trust this. You don't need to come from a place of fear and mistrust this energy. And I feel that that's a really important message for you. And I'm also sensing that it's really important that you communicate with your angels. This card is the bird of paradise. Communicate with your angels. So look, whether you believe in angels or not, we do have them. They are the divine spiritual support and guidance that we receive, and we're very fortunate to have that. Scorpio, you can be very intuitive. You have the ability to tap in. Now, whether you're religious or not, you have the ability to tap into your higher self and your higher knowing. And Spirit is saying, Scorpio, now is the time for you to connect with the beings of love who surround you. Communicate with your angels and deliver their healing messages to others. Scorpio, whatever it is that you have experienced in life, all of those challenges, they have built you. They've helped you to build your courage and strength and resilience. And you've probably had a lot of challenges in your life in the past, but this has also given you a lot of knowledge on how to help other people too. So at this point in time, I'm feeling that you do need to sort of communicate with your angels, your spirit guides, tap into your inner knowing, whatever it is that you resonate with. There is spiritual and divine guidance and support here for you. And you can trust this. You can trust this energy. And I think one of the reasons why this has been such a heavy thing for you is that there's some past life healing to be done here. We have the energy of the forget-me-not. So it's quite likely there are some karmic lessons or lessons left over from a previous life around the same situation, where perhaps in a previous life you also were challenged by the idea of letting go control, meaning perhaps your personality has been in this life and in the past where you really found it difficult to let go of a situation where you felt badly done by, or somebody had hurt you. You have expectations of other people, and the only way that you felt that you've known how to deal with the situation is to hang on tight to it and to not let it go. And I think this has hurt you in the past as it's been hurting you in this current lifetime. And it has been around issues of trust, I feel. You know, that you haven't been able to trust because of past hurts. And that's all about, you know, when we come from a place of fear, we try to control the situation, we try to control others. And that issue of trying to control the outcome or trying to control other people is because you're afraid. You're afraid of being left. You're afraid of not having. You're afraid of not being loved. Whatever that fear energy is, you know, we try to control when we're in a space of fear. It's time to let that go now, to let go that habit that you have of trying to control, and now trusting in a loving energy, trusting in the divine support, trusting in the angels, that they are here to support you and get you through this, to heal from it forever, so that you never have to repeat this again. Death is never repeating something again. So in this lifetime, you heal yourself from this and never have to have this habit of being really tied up in knots through issues of control and lack of trust. This is a biggie, Scorpio. I hope that has been helpful to you. And you know what, Scorpio? I'm sending you lots of love. You have the ability to do this. Embrace those beautiful earth angels in your life and the support that's around you to help you through this. This is worth it, because the end result is this. Is an amazing life where you are free, finally free, and you are healed, and you're living a life that brings you a lot of happiness and joy and fulfillment. So you are capable of achieving this, and there's beautiful healing available to you. And yes, it will take some time, but I feel that you're coming to this realization in the end of April, and now is the time to address it. Don't procrastinate in fear any longer. All right, Scorpio, I'm sending you lots of love, and I wish you well, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.